Welcome back to Wealth Built Right. This is this week's podcast. I got Heath Griffin with me.
What's up?
Today's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be kind of apocalyptic scenario type. It's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun with it, all right?
Right. Me.
All right, so here's the scenario. It's 2025. The banks are frozen. Your phone is useless. It doesn't work. And you got gold, silver, and some street smarts. What's the first thing that you're going to do?
When the things hit the fan, I know for sure I'm going to locate the people that matter most to me.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely I'll already be with my wife. Who knows? Who knows what the scenario is, but we can't survive alone.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we set up a plan. We already need to be planning.
Yeah. For
So,
sure.
But yeah, that's the first thing I do.
Yeah, I think first thing that I would do is make sure that my wife and my kids, we are at a safe location that we can not just survive but thrive and be able to take care of each other for sure.
Right. Yeah, if you try to go alone, you're not going to make it long, for sure.
Yeah. So, here's a question. Do you barter silver for food? Where are you going to save it?
Well, that's kind of, first off, you should have food.
Yeah.
If you're doing things right, we should make sure our pantries are full, make sure we have guns and ammo, and then we really need to focus on getting as much gold and silver as we can.
So, in this scenario, you don't have any food. Are you going to barter with silver?
No, yeah, I forgot. Right. So, in the scenario without food, you got to eat. So, yeah, I'd be happy that I had silver so I can get me some food.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with that. I think I would definitely use silver for food, but I'm also going to be smart with it. I'm not going to give somebody a silver eagle for a can of beans or some crap. Like it's
right. You got to know what the value is for sure.
Yeah. Just like they used silver and gold to barter with back in the day. I would use the same.
So that's exactly what I would think about would be what was silver worth back when back in the old West days, back when the Colt 45 was made or something, right. Which is really an interesting point. So when the Colt 45 was made, it cost 1 gold ounce, I believe, right?
Right.
So, and 1 gold ounce at the time it was 1 silver. It was $1. No, it was $35. That's what it was. So $35 equaled 1 ounce of gold. So they didn't have the gold eagle yet.
Yeah, it was like an ounce of gold.
Exactly. And so if you would fast forward to today and take that 1 ounce of gold, you could buy any gun on the shelf.
Yeah, $3,400 right now.
Right.
It's we hit another high. I think yesterday it was at $3,400. That's insane to me.
Right, but then think about that $35 that in cash that you could barely buy a box of bullets for any gun.
I mean, fiat currency in those times would be nothing, so nobody's going to want it.
So yeah, it definitely is important, like you said, to know the value. We should be learning these things now, not just being ignorant of it. Gold and silver is important. People don't understand why, but we need to learn, and we need to make sure and tell as many people as we can too. Yeah. Our friends need to know.
Yeah. Just like the video I posted yesterday. I mean, they don't teach us in the school system about gold and silver. And there's a reason, because they don't want everyone wealthy. Because if everyone's wealthy, the entire economy would collapse. It's just how it works, sadly.
It started a long time ago, them hiding the knowledge of gold and silver. Yeah. It started a long time ago, and it worked. Nobody trusts it. 90% of Americans don't even look at gold and silver. But it's the one thing that the rich use.
I'd say 90% of poor Americans.
Right, right. And then let's think about how many are poor.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
And so the ones that are already buying gold and silver, that is an absolutely great point that you brought up. Because, and I don't want to be stuck like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So praise God that we are learning and taking action.
For sure.
And telling people.
Right.
You got to.
So if you're on the run and you don't have but like, let's say you got 1 ounce of gold and you don't really want to barter with that gold, you'd rather get some silver. Would you trust a dealer on the run?
Well, I mean, in these situations, you're not going to run into somebody often, so you're going to have to definitely take advantage of those times when you have them. And to break down an ounce of gold into silver is, what's that look like, Hunter? If like you said, let's rewind back to the old West days. Let's think about it like that. From what you've learned lately, what would you think? From what was that book that you were talking about that was kind of comparing the gold prices? 75 ounces was it 75 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold?
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, there's several. You got Richest Man in Babylon. There's Think and Grow Rich. I can't remember which one you're talking about though.
Well, anyway, when right now silver's super devalued, right?
Absolutely.
So just historically,
Yeah, it's usually it's 15 to 1. So gold is usually the 15, silver being the 1. Right now, I think we're at like 100 and something to 1. So silver is extremely devalued. So it has nothing but room to grow. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, we're way off.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Yeah, so me personally, if I'm on the run during the apocalypse and I needed to trade a gold eagle for some silver, I don't think I'd trust just any dealer because I don't trust any dealer now. But I would try to somehow get in contact or go to one of my friends that have a lot of silver or something like that and go to their house and try to do it that way. That's probably what I would try to do personally.
Right. So if things are shut down and you don't have the means to reach out anymore, finding who to trust is going to be one of the most important things you can do. That's why I said, what's the first thing? We're going to find our people. We're going to find the people that we love and trust, and we're going to lock down tight. And you really can't just let anybody in your circle unless you trust them.
It's like the new show, the series, the Homestead series.
Man,
that I can't wait to continue. Like, I started the first episode and I'm too cheap to pay the subscription.
The teaser got you though.
Man, it looks good.
Just the commercial preview, whatever looks good. Who's to say that isn't going to come? A lot of those TV show things, they end up happening. Honestly.
I mean, The Simpsons. We're going to get talking about that. So can you actually use gold in a crisis, or is it better before one hits?
Man, we need to be stocking up always. We need to be always getting gold. That's what I've learned because it's those crises that come. So you finally got me to finish the book, Richest Man in Babylon. And if you guys haven't read that, check it out. I mean, you need to put a link in the description or something, because they talked about there was a siege going on against Babylon, right? It was one of the hardest sieges ever, and they were hitting them hard for weeks. And people were coming up to one of the high guards, and asking them, are we going to be all right? It sounds terrible, right? And like, I'm scared, I got my wife at home and the kids, like, are we going to be okay? And he's like, trust the walls of Babylon. Trust the walls of Babylon. Everybody that came up to him, he said the same thing, trust the walls of Babylon. Our queen, 100 years ago, started laying these block by block, and strategically putting everything in place so that they would be protected. And so that's what we need to be doing now. And then even in time of apocalypse, we need to be being strategic about every move we make, every piece of silver we spend. What did Grandma say? Watch your pennies, your dollars will take care of themselves. Well, she also talked about gold and silver, but the whole point is to be strategic, and it's important to start now. We need to be building that wall so we know when those times come, we can't it's not just going to come tumbling down.
For sure. All right. Let's get on with this. All right, here's a scenario, all right? You can only carry one, and you got a choice between 10 ounces of gold or 500 ounces of silver. What do you take and why?
You're on the run. Is that the first part of it? Are we on the run?
You can only carry one. Yeah.
All right. Man, that 500 ounce of silver, I think I could actually probably. I don't know. That is a tough choice.
I know my answer, but I'm gonna let you answer first.
500 ounces. Let's figure that out. That's really not going to be too much to lug around. Or 10 ounces of silver.
10 ounces of
10
gold.
ounces of gold.
Or 500 ounces of silver.
10 times 15. Yeah, I'd just take the gold. I think I'd have to take the gold.
I think I would too, because you do the math. 10 ounces of gold, just at current market, that'd be like $34,000 for 10 ounces of gold.
Right.
Whereas 500 ounces of silver would be roughly 16. So.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I was ran a scenario by Virginia, and I said, well, I asked her, and she said, I'd probably take the silver just because I could barter with it easy. I was like, well, I would take the gold because I could take 5 ounces of that gold, go get silver from somebody I trust, and use that to barter and get more silver. That's what I would do.
That's it. That's smart. And like I said, knowing it now, looking at the history of it, studying,
knowledge is power for sure, man.
What does it say? We're supposed to seek knowledge more than gold and silver, even. And when we know what we're dealing with, there's power in that. Huge power in that.
Sure.
Knowing things value.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's it, man.
All right. So you find someone offering a trade. You don't have chickens. I know you got chickens. You don't have chickens in this scenario. You find someone offering a trade a dozen eggs for one of your 10 ounces of gold coins. Deal or no deal? 1 ounce gold coin for a dozen eggs.
Man, time's gonna have to be hard for that to happen.
I'm telling you, man.
Man, you don't have a chicken. You don't have anything. They'd have to sweeten the deal.
Yeah.
What's laying those eggs?
Give me your chicken.
Yeah, it might do better if you give me a chicken, maybe and a rooster.
Yeah.
I mean, an ounce of gold's valuable.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you're hungry and when you got to feed your kids, that's.
Yeah. I think it's definitely circumstantial, but I don't have a whole ounce of gold for 12.
Yeah.
I don't know if that.
But the sad thing is.
I'd eat a worm first.
The sad thing is, people are going to get desperate.
Oh yeah.
People that don't know, they're going to be desperate. They're going to do whatever.
Especially if it's like just a financial apocalypse, whereas people are going to start doing stuff like that, and then when stuff does start to even out, gold's going to be at the top like it always does every single time. And then they're like, man, I should have kept that ounce of gold because now it's worth $100,000. And it's like, well, you didn't.
Exactly.
So.
And they're kicking themselves because of the times that they heard their friend tell them about it. Or, I still kick myself because I didn't start sooner. My grandparents told me about it, what does the Bible say? Honor your father and mother. If I'd have really lived that out, now the stuff's supposed, I would have listened. I've been like, okay, and asked them why. I think about that, I have at times said, they didn't tell me about it enough. No, they told me about it, and then I didn't ask, And that's just the thing. When somebody tells you about something, and they tell you that it's important, then you should look into it, Take the time, Don't just be worried thinking that you know it all. We got to listen, because the things I missed out on because I didn't just.
We as men are very prideful, so.
Not me,
All right, next question. Your neighbor offers to hold your stack, right? To hold your stack for you for safekeeping. He's got a beard and owns chickens. Do you trust him?
Well, how long have you known him? Very circumstantial. It's good to team up with somebody like that. You not have chickens still? Do I not have chickens in this scenario?
No, not in this scenario.
The beard looks a little shady.
Dang, dude, you don't have to attack me right now.
No, man, it really just goes back to what do you need? Like, who's in your circle? Like, man, obviously, if you're thinking about doing this, there's a big need for it. Just thinking about it, to have chickens and that's important. Having something that's making you what's valuable. Food is valuable. Having a source of income that's making you money. That's valuable. Just putting things in position that are take care of themselves. But would I give my stack of gold to some weird chicken owner with a beard? Man, I'd have a hard time doing it. I know that.
I don't think I would. I'd have to hold on to it myself.
It just if you had to go take care of some business, you want somebody to take care of your gold. But maybe a tube, buried in the woods somewhere.
Yep.
There's other ways to do that.
All right, you meet someone with a working generator who wants silver in exchange for charging your devices. Is that a fair trade?
And sometimes those tools are necessary for sure, and to have things charged up would be important. So yes, that's what we're carrying it for.
I agree.
Let's work out a deal. Maybe I could buy something to where I could charge something later. But like I said, man, think about that stuff now. You better be putting that in your bug out bag.
Yeah, right. All right, so a guy says he'll trade his truck for 2 gold eagles, but it has no gas. What are you doing?
You can't even drive it out of there. 2 gold eagles.
We'll make the circumstances a little bit better. You're in the middle of nowhere. You have no way to get anywhere. There is a gas station about 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 miles down the road, right? But you need to get to your family on the other side of 2 states over, right? What are you doing? Truck works, guaranteed. Just has no gas.
This needs fuel. Man, somebody might come along. I don't know. These apocalyptic scenarios are heavy. Because you never know. You can't trust anybody. Man. How far is it till you get home?
Mm-hmm.
How far do you have to go to get home?
It's not a question.
Well,
there's no going home.
I just have a hard time parting with my gold. That's all. And that's, but that's the only way I'm going to have a truck. You got to do it. It sounds to me like you got to do it. You can't pass a deal like that. 2 ounces of gold, so, let's say.
Current market's roughly 68.
Right. And then even, like I said, going back to the old West days, that's $70. So,
yeah.
Seems like a fair deal. Either way. So, yeah. But now what are you going to do? How are we getting gas?
Stepping.
Oh, I guess you got the keys, right? So nobody's stealing it. Might be on blocks when you get back or something. Windows busted out, stereo gone.
Yeah, I'd probably have to definitely do 2 gold eagles for a truck for those circumstances. I need to get somewhere. I've got my wife and my kids with me. I need to get somewhere. Yeah, probably.
So that's the thing that people aren't even thinking about when stuff hits the fan like that. When the currency switch does happen, that's exactly what's going to happen. Vehicles are going to be an ounce of gold. Houses are going to be 2-3 ounces of gold.
Not even that. People who already have these good, nice vehicles are going to be able to afford the gas for them.
Right.
Because the gas prices are going to be insane.
Oh my goodness. Better prepare that. That's for sure. So I know people that have totes of gas in their yard. My dad actually.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
It's definitely good to have for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you got a secret stash buried in your backyard, but you forgot where. What are you doing?
We're getting that metal detector, top of the line, not the one that Mama picked out at Walmart for, for Christmas last year.
No, what are you doing? You don't have any way to order a metal detector or anything like that?
Oh man, I'm getting. I know it's in the backyard.
It's somewhere in the backyard. You have a 10-acre lot.
10 acres. Good night.
What are you doing?
Man, I'm racking my brain shovel out. I mean,
Start digging.
start digging. Enlist some help, maybe. How much gold are we talking about here? Is this worth the pursuit?
Let's say 10 ounces of gold, because that's what we originally said.
Man, that's important. It kind of reminds me of the parable of the woman who lost a silver piece. That, like, it was like her only one. Searched and searched for it. Swept her house clean, and when she found it, boy, didn't she rejoice? And like all of her friends with her because she found it. So, I mean, you have to. Those things are important. Get to digging. What about you?
I'll probably give it a good solid day or two. And if I'm not finding it, I'm not going to continue wasting time, especially if it's apocalyptic. I got to do something real.
Got to go.
Family, yeah. I'll give it a couple days.
Oh, that's hilarious. Man, that'd be tough. I'd be coming back to that field.
That's why I would not be burying my gold or silver. I wouldn't do it.
Maybe with like
I'm not going to tell anybody what I'm going to do with it. Just know it's not going to be.
I know what it's not going to be.
It's not going to be buried.
Does that mean you're telling us what it's not going to be, so you're actually going to do that?
Yeah, I'm not going to bury it, so I'm actually going to bury it, which means I'm not going to bury it. So I am.
That's a good way to do it. No, what about one of those little, key fobs?
Yeah,
Does that work subsurface?
put one of those that car horn in the hole.
That's a great idea.
That'd be funny. Alright, so
Little bite right there.
you completely out of food, but you have some silver. The store only takes gold. Are you going to try to barter, find a converter, or are you going to start farming?
Man, you need food. It's a little late if you haven't started farming yet.
Yeah, you're not going to eat for a few
First
months.
off, you better start farming.
Yeah, you should start.
Get that going. Go ahead and figure out how to get that going.
Yeah.
But man, you're gonna have to barter. That's the the coolest thing you've heard about where I live. That's the coolest thing in the world. Being able to barter. You need to have skills. You need to have goods. You need to have gold and silver. Because when something like this happens, and just life, there's some states that have passed using gold and silver as a currency.
Utah.
Yeah. Well, Arkansas.
There's a few other states working.
Texas.
Yeah.
Well, they passed it to where you can pay like your taxes and your.
Utah was the most recent one, but yeah, a lot of the states are trying to do that in the upcoming years.
Right. I mean, it's real money. We need to make it easier to do. In fact, it needs to be a card. A card attached to your account. Oh wait.
Yeah, they should make it like a system where you can just put like a few dollars in there every month, and then you can own fractional gold and silver.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be a really good idea. Wait.
Oh wait, they did that. And thank God for that, because that's what makes it easy.
Oh yeah, dude.
And when they finally, I believe the goal is to make it to where we can use that card and just use gold at the gas pump.
That'd be awesome.
Buy gas with gold. Buy gas with silver.
That's awesome. I don't want to, but
I mean, if you had to.
No, yeah, it is awesome to have. I do like
know,
that we can instantly liquidate, so we kind of have
that's
that.
instant liquidation.
And it only took a day for my stuff to even get into my account, which is amazing.
Yeah, when I had to liquidate, that's all it took. It was in there the next day. So that's instant. That's instant as it can get.
I had to pay like a $5 transaction fee or something, which is pretty standard. But
Right.
other than that, I mean, it sent exactly the amount of money I wanted. Like, it's pretty insane.
To get the very best buyback. The very best buyback all the time. People don't even understand what that is. So buyback is, like if we're going to talk about it, we're kind of getting off topic, but you have a sell price and a buyback price. We always get the best buyback. So if you're going to instantly sell it, you get the best buyback. And if you only had to pay $5 to do it, man, you didn't have to drive anywhere. You didn't have to mail anything.
We're the closest
you didn't have to sweat nothing.
We're the closest to it's the closest to spot price out of every other company that I've seen, for excited about that topic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We go all night.
So you're offered a mystery box in exchange for 5 ounces of silver. You're gonna do it. The mystery box you don't know what's in it. It could contain 10 ounces of gold. It could contain absolutely nothing. It could contain dog poop. You don't know what's in it.
Just not doing it, man. I mean, Mama didn't raise no fool. I'm not gambling.
Yeah, I'm not.
That sounds like a gamble.
It's definitely a gamble.
Let me know what's in the box though, because I like to know what I didn't get at least.
Like,
no!
Oh man, those videos where people, hey, you want to buy this mystery box? But there's some that's like, oh, it's $10,000. We turned it down, and then other ones is like, oh, you got it. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's just like one of those little.
You get an empty candy wrap.
It's like a little fake poop that that you put out to make people think that the dog poop. That'd be great.
That's so stupid. All right, so you over here, you're in town, getting your groceries from the market or whatever for the day because you're in an apocalyptic scenario, you're bartering, whatever. You overhear some people talking about raiding homes in your area for precious metals. Are you gonna hide yours, bury it, or move it?
And that's a serious little thing, because that's serious. This is apocalyptic, That's what we're gonna have to be thinking about. I'm not against burying it, I've talked about putting it in tubes before, and the new key fob thing that we thought of or whatever. That'd be great. Man, you gotta make sure your stuff's protected. That's for sure. Make sure you have your guns, and make sure you take care of things. You have to have your support group. If you have to have somebody up on night watch. Man, those things are important. Man, this is fun, talking about this. I could go. It's like a book. Have you read those books?
Yeah.
They have some really cool apocalyptic books.
Yeah.
And they have really good prepper gear. Ask my wife; she buys all of it.
I know. I don't know what I'd do. I don't think I would go bury it or hide it per se. I think I'd just put it in my safe because I know if somebody tries to come raid my house. You know my history. I've got a pretty extensive history of tactical training. I think I'll be all right. I can.
That's why it's good to have you on the team. It's good to have you on the team. You're right. Your safe is nice, and it's quite the manly looking safe. You got your gold, your silver,
got my sword,
your guns, and your swords.
Yeah, I've got I don't know if y'all like Lord of the Rings, but I got Lord of the Rings sword, the one that they reforged in Arsenal. Just want to tell you that's pretty cool. It would be really cool if it was gold and silver completely, but
if you had like the actual Lord of the Rings ring. Oh man,
it was destroyed, so I can't.
It's true.
All right, so a random prepper says fiat money will make a comeback, and he offers you $10,000 cash for a gold coin. Are you gonna buy it?
That guy is trying his best, isn't he?
He's trying.
I'm just not doing it.
I
wouldn't do it right now.
No, absolutely.
I mean, I guess right now because I have everything. $10,000. I mean,
$10,000 cash today for a gold eagle. I would do it and then go buy more.
Yeah, but in the whole thing where the banks are closed and everything, no, you just don't. Cash isn't gonna work anymore.
Yeah, fiat currency is already going down. I mean,
they do say that for a little bit of time before people start figuring things out, cash will still work. So, but yeah, it's not going to work for long.
I think it's going to be just like how
not going to work for long.
It's going to be just like how Venezuela was. It was like almost overnight, and people were literally burning wheelbarrows full of cash to stay warm because they were useless.
People don't even look to what happened in the past. People don't even know Venezuela. What do you mean? Yeah.
History repeats itself, man. And if y'all haven't heard about the Venezuela fiat currency collapse, you got to look it up because I'm not pulling it out of my butt. That's legit. And every single fiat currency in history has done the same exact thing. It's only a matter of time, and the people who have gold and silver are the people who become rich when that currency is gone and a new one has come. That's every single time.
Yeah, and it's for those exact things that buying gold and silver, that's what we're doing. That's the attack against the city wall right there. That's why we do what we do. That's why we buy gold and silver. That's why we tell others, hey, look, this is coming. You need to buy gold and silver. This is serious. We have to tell people, and that's what I love, man. You guys have got to check out what we're doing. Honestly, we're building teams of people that are helping tell the world. So it's important.
It is, absolutely.
But yeah, don't go trading $10,000 worth of cash for.
Don't do that junk unless it's like tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean right now, yeah.
Yeah, somebody offers you $10,000 for a gold eagle. One, they're stupid. You might want to get those bills checked because it's probably fake. Two, if they do, go buy 3-4 more gold eagles, and then that just anyways. That's a good buyback right there.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. Let me work for that. Let me go work at that company. Would you rather barter with silver for clean socks or clean water?
Socks are important.
That's what I think.
When
I talked to Virginia about
put on
that,
a nice pair of clean, not clean, just like the brand new socks. I love that feeling.
when I asked Virginia that question, she said clean water, duh. I was like, I don't know, man. If you don't have any clean socks, you're gonna want some because like when I was in the Army, if you went a certain amount of days without good socks on your feet, your daggum feet got blisters, and that crap sucks, and that can cause infection and even death if it gets worse.
I mean, if you had the clean, how much clean water could you wash the socks? So.
I don't know. I think I'd just start digging for a spring. I'd find something eventually.
You want your socks, man. I get it.
I need me some socks. Can only do the barefoot thing so long, especially if it's apocalyptic.
No,
I'm
it's
not
important.
doing barefoot.
It's important. Yeah. You get a big old pack of socks you talking about? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, you can find a water hole somewhere.
I can find some water. I've got
socks are cool.
That's why you gotta pack up those little water filters. Like that one that we have that you press down.
Yeah, that thing's awesome. The Grail. Yeah.
That one's cool. Not sponsored, but Grail is awesome. You should definitely check it out.
The life straw. I've actually never tried the life straw yet.
I haven't either.
I'm not really looking forward to putting it in the pond.
Yeah, I don't really want. It's kind of scary to think of. At least with the Grail, you pour the water in and you push it down, and you can pour it out and look. Okay, it's clear. With life straw, you just gotta send it, man.
Yeah.
It's just like
it's not even clear.
That didn't work. It's actually brown. You just don't know.
It's hilarious.
Would you rather store your gold under your mattress or in a squirrel-infested tree trunk?
I like the tree. That's a good idea.
That is my plan.
That's right. Yeah, the trunk. Yeah, the mattress. It's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
And what if your house burns down? But what if the tree falls down? Man.
Well, if the house burns down, gold's still gonna be worth something. It's just gonna be melted right there. Isn't that what Bob was talking about that one time? He said, yeah, I buy all these silver and gold coins every single month because even if it's not a collectible item and it melts, it's still got the value from the gold and silver, so it ain't no big deal.
He's awesome. Old Bob.
Yeah, Bob Reed, awesome guy. He's like
He's going to be on a podcast.
He will.
Y'all see him on here.
Eventually. He's like a jolly rich Santa, He's just that kind of guy. But, awesome dude. So, next question. Would you rather trust your stack to a bunker or a boat?
Oh, bunker. Boat sink,
I sure do. Titanic, man. I don't even want to get on top of the Titanic because I think it was an inside job. I think it was its sister ship. Have you seen that?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Ooh.
Don't get us started.
Dude, we could talk about those.
There's a rabbit hole.
I'm telling you, man.
No, wait, say the question again real quick, though.
Would you rather put it in a bunker or a boat?
Well, think about it. I'm a diver, whatever, so
would not be
going looking for sunken treasure has been something I've always wanted to do. So, yeah, I don't want mine to sink, though. So
now,
I could go get it.
Put a bunker underwater.
Now, I've always wanted to have a big pond.
Like Captain Nemo type deal?
Yeah, and at the bottom of the pond, you have a dome that you built.
Yeah.
That you can come up, so you can go
Where
into
you
like a
can
water lock,
Yeah,
and enter into it. Come up some stairs, back down a little P trap,
yeah,
into your.
so that it's got air down there.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's like that. What was that Pirates of the Caribbean where Captain Jack and Will Turner are walking with the boat on the bottom of the ocean? That's not how it worked. If it was, I would do it. But
Well, if you got some
it
weight,
sounds good.
it lasts. How big is it? You could make it work.
Yeah, it sounds good. Until the boat just keeps going up because your water, your body weight is so buoyant.
All right, yeah. I mean, you're gonna have it weighted down. People, there's science behind this stuff.
It's science. All right. Would you rather lose your gold or your flashlight?
Oh, well, my flashlight for sure. You gotta have that gold. You can get you another flashlight.
I can build a fire.
Right.
I can go buy a flashlight. Really, really good flashlight. Would you rather have 100 ounces of silver or 1 ounce of gold during an economic collapse?
100 ounces of silver or 1 ounce of gold? 100 ounces of silver. Yeah. I think I could do a lot more with that stuff.
I mean, they're worth about the same, give or take.
Right, today. Yeah, but,
So,
people do understand.
Silver's a lot easier to. If you have 100 gold or silver eagles, I'd be like, hey man, here's a silver eagle. Can I have that loaf of bread? I'm not gonna be like, hey, let me cut a piece of this gold eagle.
It makes things tough.
Yeah.
We need them both.
Yeah, it's definitely you want to have both for sure.
Gold is gonna.
If you go to somebody and you're like, hey man, I need your house. Here's 3 ounces of gold. Can I have it? They're gonna be like, yeah. But if you just like, here's 20 silver eagles, they're gonna be like, no, get that out of here.
No, it's not gonna be enough. But
I'm not carrying around 100 ounces of silver.
Gold's gonna sweeten the deal, though.
Yeah.
That's for sure. In those big purchases to have some gold.
Like the truck scenario.
Exactly. Yeah.
Imagine having enough silver eagles to cover that. Like that's.
Well, earlier
it gets
you
heavy.
asked if we wanted 10 ounces of gold or 500 ounces of silver. If you're on the run, you gotta think about carrying that stuff.
Yeah, dude. 500 ounces of silver.
Okay. 16 ounces in a pound, right?
Yeah.
500 divided by 16. What is that? Like 40 pounds or something.
A lot of extra weight.
40 pounds. I'd be like, what can I buy?
Yeah, right.
We get rid of some of this.
We need to get rid of this. Let's get a truck. Let's go get a truck. All right. Would you rather barter with gold coins or bullets in a post-apocalyptic?
I love that because bullets definitely are valuable.
Yeah. Especially in an apocalyptic situation.
And making bullets, man, people we gotta have skills. People don't even know where you can make bullets. My dad would press his shotgun shell. Collect them all. Like, what are you doing? Make them more. Like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And I've seen people like.
It's actually, from what I understand, it's a lot more work, but it's a lot cheaper to do it that way. Because man, bullets they're expensive right now.
Well, and then you know what's in it.
Yeah.
So it is pretty good.
Well, like for my 6.5 Creedmoor, dude, that's like almost $3 a round for the rounds I shoot. Because I use the what are they called? PowerPoints, I think is what it was. It's like a core fused bullet, so when it hits the deer, it expands a lot.
What?
Yeah.
Gets the job done.
It makes a big mushroom. Because those bullets from a 6.5 and the bullet goes so fast it goes straight through. If it's like
so if it didn't do that,
yeah, if it does that, because I shot one 2 years ago and it went straight through, never found it because it's too small of a hole,
Right.
The second one I shot at, I had the PowerPoints and went through the entry hole. You couldn't even find it until I cut it open and started cutting it. Could not find it. The exit hole was ginormous. Like
That's crazy.
It was insane. So if you ever need to kill anything, really recommend anything that's going to expand substantially.
No, that's amazing. the things that go boom, have always kind of fascinated
Yeah,
me.
for sure.
But man, there is some technology out there that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So that is neat. I definitely love the fact, the idea of trading bullets. That's why I like to say, make sure you have your food, make sure you have your bullets and your guns, and make sure you have gold and silver. You'll never hear me stop saying that, because I don't want to steer people wrong.
Yeah.
But I tell you, you need to make sure those things they're important.
Yeah, you don't want to have just one. You want to have all.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and know how to get more, know how to garden, know how to can, know how to make. Anyway, I just praise God where He's put us in our life because we're getting ready. I'm not gonna say, hey, we're ready because I don't want anything to come our way, but we're getting there. Praise God.
Send it.
That's right.
All right. Would you what was the next one? Would you rather hide your stack in a bunker or bury it in the woods?
I'm all about burying it now, but my grandpa did bury some and then forget.
Yeah, they told me about that.
That's such a funny story.
I think the bunker.
Whose bunker is it?
It's yours.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like the bunker. You got a bunker.
You're working on building one now, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
They're cool to have. That way we can start making moonshine or something.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No, I love the fact of teaming up. You'll never hear me stop saying that. And we do that in a lot of ways. What is a church? Hands and feet of Jesus. Jesus sent his disciples out 2 by 2, but teaming up. And so I don't want to lose it. So let's put it in the bunker and let's guard that thing.
I mean, and in that show Homestead we were talking about, that's literally what it is. They have a bunch of people from all over that bring their skills that provide for the better of the group. If you don't have skills, you don't have anything to give.
Exactly.
You gotta have certain skills. And that doesn't mean everybody has the same skills. Like you might be better at
everything. Basically.
You might be better at canning.
Right.
And I might be better at like a tactical situation. Like we got our different things that we're gonna be better at.
Yep. Yeah, that's important. God puts us through everything for a reason. Our trials, our tribulations, and even the cool stuff we do. Yeah. So, my skill isn't, I don't get to go underwater and do stuff with people very often. So.
Hey, you never know though.
But that's what's cool about Homestead. You have to know how to do everything out there.
Yeah.
You gotta be willing to at least get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So a get it done attitude will get you a long way.
For sure.
And it can also get you killed.
That is also true. So would you rather hide your... No, I already asked you that one. Would you rather be the only one in your group with precious metals or only one with survival skills?
Those are both valuable. I'll tell you what.
I think I'd rather be the only one with precious metals.
I tell you, people
because survival skills is definitely important.
And they both are.
I don't want to have to take care of everybody else. Like that's a lot. If nobody else has any survival skills and you have to teach them from square one, that is going to be very difficult. If they need to be somewhere like level 2 or something, level 1 even, but not below.
It just kind of makes me think of what the people with gold and silver have, a bodyguard, right? So let's get enough gold and silver to where we can have one.
Yeah, it's like, hey, here's your silver eagle for the week.
Right.
Go out and guard.
Hey man, that's it. God puts us in those positions for a reason. That person is gonna need that silver eagle, and so he's gonna be honest and true and take care of you. So, that's awesome.
Would you rather trade your last gold coin for food or try to survive one more week?
I mean, what you cooking? Esau traded his birthright for some lentils.
That's nasty.
When you get hungry, I tell you.
Yeah, sure did. That's a good story. I really enjoy that story. My favorite part about it is how his brother knew he did wrong, left, found God's favor and came back and asked for forgiveness, and Esau was like, "Yeah, dude, you're my brother."
Come on, bro.
Yeah, like,
You've seen the movie?
yeah, no, I haven't.
There's a movie, and when he comes back, he kind of goes up first to talk to him and
Yeah,
everything.
he sent the rest of his flock and his family and everything the other way, and he's like, "I think he might try to kill me."
But in the movie, Esau's like, "Brother, man, you got a lot of wives." It's hilarious, man.
That's funny. I have to check it out. That sounds funny.
It's about the funniest part.
The story is really funny. I enjoy it a lot. Well, I mean, it's serious, but it's a good one.
Well, I tell you, they pulled together in the end. That's what's cool. So.
Would you rather trust a new digital currency or go all in on physical metals? This is a very good topic because this is kind of today's world right
Man,
now.
I have a really good friend. If I send this to you to watch, Lucas, you better watch it till the end. But he's into crypto, and I love him. And man, they are just really think that crypto is everything. And I'm not as convinced as they are.
What's the difference between crypto and regular dollar bill?
I'm sorry, Luke, but I don't quite get it. To be honest with you,
There's no difference.
I love gold and silver.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's worked for generations, and I think it will continue to work.
Well, everybody on the other side of the pond, they're on their way back to gold and silver, not crypto.
Right.
Because crypto is literally the same thing as the dollar bill. Because nowadays nobody pays with cash anymore. You go up, you swipe your card. It's the same thing you do with crypto. It's all digital.
Right.
Gold and silver, on the other hand, I can give you a gold eagle.
It seems fishy to me, honestly.
It's like, how do they stop from printing more and creating more inflation? And printing more, I mean, it's not printing, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, don't get me started because I'm sure we're bugging the heck out of the Bitcoin people. But
That's fine.
I love gold and silver, and I'm not gonna pretend like I did have a little Bitcoin and I have a little Doge, but not very much. My focus is on gold and silver, so I'm gonna focus on that. Continue to.
For sure. Would you rather live under a new global financial system or off-grid with your metals?
Well, I like to stick to myself.
Yeah.
Let's stick off grid, form our little group, and just take care of business. Plant your garden, and learn the ways that go back to the old ways.
Yeah, that would be nice, man. I think
I can do it.
I like the off-grid idea as well, but I think that when there is a new global financial system, it's either going to collapse or it's going to have to go back to gold and silver at some point. It's inevitable. It's happened continuously in the past. It's going to happen again.
Right.
And especially with this Fort Knox junk, where that one guy, what was it, Secretary of State or Senate, or I don't know, he was some high up official saying, yeah, we audit every year. No, you
right.
don't, dude. Did you read the auditing paper for it?
That
it is so hilarious. Bogus. It just says, yep.
They look at the papers.
Yeah.
They don't look at the gold. They look at the papers.
They don't do it like back in the late 1900s. They actually did an audit, and if you look at those papers compared to the audits they do now, the wording is completely different because it's not the same. They don't do a physical audit,
right?
Because that would take 18 months,
right,
to do all of the gold and silver that we supposedly have at Fort Knox. There's no way that they did an audit every year,
right,
in 1 month. It's not. No, that would take. It would take a lot of people, but a lot of people wouldn't fit in Fort Knox because of the way it's structured. It's a very small,
right,
enclosed space.
They do that, to keep it safe and everything. So
it's so big and bogus.
So, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all it's like a soap opera. These are the days of our lives.
My nana loved that.
Anyways,
I keep getting off topic. It's alright.
Hey, That's what's fun about these, you know. Let's just keep the clock ticking, right? Hey, thanks for sticking around. If you're still here,
If you're still here, you're a real one.
you are our favorite.
If you're still here and you're subscribed to me, shoot me a message and I will personally send you a silver eagle because that's impressive.
So proud of you.
So we'll know if you watch the whole video because I'll be getting a message about sending a silver eagle to somebody. Would you rather take your chances with the central bank digital currency, or go full barter economy? I think I know your answer, but go ahead.
I mean, let me hear yours first.
Barter economy, honestly.
I love that.
I mean, that's how they did it in Bible times. You know, that it
Man.
worked then. It would work now.
So I live in small town USA, and you're coming. I love it personally. You know, I'm a believer. You know, if you guys are watching, you probably figured out we love Jesus,
Right.
and I'm not going to deny him. And so I definitely want to be ready. I believe that he's definitely coming sooner than later.
Yeah.
You know, so let's just be ready. Tell everybody about him, you know, and spread his love, and be ready for the times that are coming because people are going to be on your path that need help.
Yeah.
And God puts us in places where we can be helpful to others, and we can prepare now to be in that position. Because if we don't prepare now, we won't. We won't be able to even help ourselves. If we don't have gold and silver, we won't be able to help ourselves. That's just period.
All right, let's end it there. Just kidding. We still got a few more questions that we're gonna discuss. Would you rather have medals and no ammo, or ammo and no medals? I know my answer.
Ammo. I mean, you have to have ammo. You're a sitting duck. You know. There's. I mean, ammo might be a good thing to get first, really. But you know, today when things are safe, we can get food and then we can get ammo and guns, and then we can get gold. I think that's a smart move this day and age. But just say you woke up and things just hit the fan, and you have nothing some way. Get you a gun.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Me personally, I want my medals.
All right.
Like a buy a gun, but it's apocalyptic. We didn't discuss like instance of this apocalypse. Like, what if it's like vampires and zombies? I need that silver bullet. You know what I mean?
That's true. Better have your silver.
Right.
You never know. Things are crazy, guys.
Would you rather ride out the collapse in a city with connections, or a rural cabin with your stack?
A city with connections, man. That's part of having a group, I'd say. But man, cities are sketchy. We got out of that in 2012. I love my rural area. Even when stuff hits fan, you're gonna be stuck by yourself, and I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I mean it's not. I mean, man, there's gonna be changes. I don't know if I'm where I'm gonna have it, but when I think about it, I mean that's what I'm preparing for, just in case. And when you're ready, it's not so bad. You know, we lost electricity the other night, and Destiny bought these DeWalt batteries and these little attachments that you plug in stuff. It was so much better because you can have the light, you can plug in your Wi-Fi. You know, you
Let
can.
me get y'all one of those giant solar powered generators.
I definitely want that. We have a generator, but these little ones are nice because you can just, you know, put them here and there, little.
Sure.
I mean, those things are awesome. You know, and then the solar powered generator can charge those up during the day.
Yeah, for sure.
But I definitely want one of those.
Oh yeah. Be able to, if you could get a big one, like a real big one, and be able to power the whole house. I mean, even not apocalyptic, dude. You know how much money you'd save on electricity? Like, shoot.
Don't get me started on electricity. I called them because I want to get rid of the box, the smart meter. They said that, and I need to talk to Doug and Stacy. I'm sure hoping that I get to someday because they're big on that. If you guys aren't watching Doug and Stacy, we love them. But they said we use too much energy, so we don't qualify to opt out. I mean, you guys probably have one too, but they came out to our house and said, "Hey," and my wife's like, "No, we don't want that." And they say, "Well, we're going to do it anyway," and they did it. And so the other day I called finally, and that's what she told me. So smart meters, man, they're no good. Don't get me started.
Would you rather save a stronger? Would you rather save a stranger with your last silver coin or keep it and guarantee your survival?
You know, if God laid it on your heart to save that guy, you better take care of him. You never know. Hopefully, it's not a scoundrel.
Go ahead.
What would you do?
I'd have to save him. I just feel like it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got a gun on me, so if you try that.
Don't cross me, bro.
I'll help you, but you cross me.
It kind of reminds me. I don't know why, but I was just thinking of Joseph when his brothers threw him in the pit, But then they sold him.
Yeah.
So he was almost saved by the silver. Like, well, we can make some money instead of just sitting in the pit and dying. So, but yeah, save your people.
Yeah, for sure.
People. I mean, look what happened to Joseph. He ended up being Pharaoh's right-hand man. Who knew he would ever accomplish? He didn't even know that.
Yeah.
He had big dreams, though. Hey, I got big dreams too. Don't tell all your dreams to everybody, though.
No, because nobody wants to. Everybody's negative when it comes to dreams, man. Because they didn't reach their dream, they want to bash yours. You know what I mean?
That's right. Well, I mean, just like his brothers, they look what they did when he said, told them his dreams,
Yeah.
They got mad.
Would you rather lead a small group of survivors or stay solo with your stash?
I have to have a group. You can't make it on your own. You're gonna get got. You gotta sleep sometime.
I talked about that in my video yesterday too. That is one of the things that people do, and that's why they don't become wealthy. You can't do it on your own. Period.
Right.
Nobody wants to. I don't know why you would. You gotta have mentorship. You gotta have people to have your back.
You should have somebody that you are looking up to, and you should have somebody that's looking up to you as well. That's what makes the world go round. We need to have that mentality. That's what helps. So.
Would you rather watch the system rebuild around you or help design a new one?
Wow. Man, who writes these questions, man? I love the thought of not just building a new one. I like the thought of kind of returning to the foundations, So I mean, that's like building a new one because we've got so far from the foundations.
Yeah, I mean, it talks about in the original documents of the United States, it talks about how gold and silver is money, and it talks about fiat currency being nothing.
Right. Yeah. Man, so many people have said that too. That gold and silver is money, and the other one is just debt.
It literally says on there, this is a I can't remember the exact wording, but this is a note to pay debt of some kind or something like that.
It's a debt note. It's just debt.
It's a debt note. It's not gold. It's not silver. It's not money. It's a debt note. And people say, "Oh my God, look at all this money I got." You have no money, man. That's a debt note.
Right.
That's fake. That's a piece of paper that someone said, "Hey, this is worth the money."
Right.
What's the difference between that and this right here, this little bag? Not a daggum thing.
You can fill the bag with some of that money, and then maybe eat some gold.
I mean, somebody can literally come up to you. The government said, "Hey, here's a piece of paper. That's worth $1."
It's called trust, I guess, but guess what? They're losing trust in the American dollar.
Considering
what's happening with bricks.
What's it worth now? Compared to what it was when it was made, it's like 3 cents of purchasing power. That's insane. $1 is no, I think $100 is worth 3 cents of purchasing power.
Yeah, Now let's break it down. So compared to what it was when we bought it. So that's why I always go back to like why I say the Wild West days, because that's where it kind of all started, and that makes sense. 3 cents. Have you ever seen the catalogs for how much stuff were back then? It makes a lot of sense. Go look at that. There, it's really neat to look at. You know, you can get like a shovel for like
Have you seen that?
$3 or
Have you
$1.
seen that video of that the guy had a dollar bill and everybody was like, and then the dad hit his son. I was like, take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. It's so funny, dude. I have to show you.
I didn't see that.
It's that blonde actor. He's in a bunch of. He's in that How I Met Your Mother show. I can't remember his name. Patrick.
I like the gold and silver videos where people are so ignorant to what the value of gold and silver is, and they ask them, if they want a candy bar or a silver bar, or a silver ounce or something, and they choose the candy.
It's like, okay, you could have bought like 100.
Right? It's insane. But,
I've seen people do it with gold. Like, hey, here's a gold coin or a $100 bill. Which one do you want? They're like, oh, I want the $100 bill. And it's like, dude, this is worth $3,200. Are you kidding?
We gotta teach these people, man.
That's what we're supposed to do, man. That's why I got into this. I want to help people.
That's right.
I didn't come from much. I want other people to be able to build something.
Hey guys, the rich have secrets, and the reason they're rich is because they've kept those from us, and that isn't fair. So we've leveled the playing field. Well, we didn't do it, but people that did, they're awesome, and we're telling you about it.
Yep. It's pretty amazing. I mean, rich people, they understand wealth. They understand gold and silver. They understand how to build wealth, how to make money while you sleep, how to become unemployable. Nick Martell, y'all will meet him pretty soon. I think hopefully the next couple of weeks he's going to get on a podcast with me. That's his thing that I stole from him. He said you got to become unemployable. What that means is you have to be so good at what you do in your own business that nobody can pay you what you make for as little amount of work that you do. You're unemployable because you're not going to go back to a standard that is below you. You know what I mean?
That's a lofty goal.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, that's really what the Bible wants us to be. The Bible wants, God wants us to have a business that He has ordained. Not for us so much to go slave rate with people, and that's what servants were back in the day. Servants weren't just they were the people that work for you. We're servants. People that I've been a servant for 20 years. Now that I'm breaking out of that system, using the escape plan that I have, I'm breaking free of it. But for 20 years, even as a diver, even as like doing something cool, I'm still a servant. Basically, yeah, I get to have a house. I get to get fed. I get to, have fun things that I get to do. But if we're not actually building something and following the path that God has for us, 100%, and doing it His way, then we're a servant.
Yeah, you're just a slave. And there's a reason that there's so many different times in the Bible where it talks about breaking away from that slavery, like Moses in Egypt. He doesn't want us to be slaves to work our lives away.
Right. We may have to be in that situation for a while, and that's okay. As long as we are working our way out of it, we will eventually.
You have to make steps.
Stick to the plan.
What is it? Faith without work is dead. I talked about that in my video yesterday. Because without work, you can have all the faith to move a mountain, but if you're not going to push, that mountain ain't going nowhere.
Right. What is it? Make sure 10% of your earnings are yours. You save 10% of everything that you have at least.
Yeah, that's what me and my wife Virginia talked about. 10% goes to God, 10% goes to us. You should be able to live off of 70% of your income every single time. And if you can't, find a new way to make money. Start your own business. I definitely think everybody should start their own business, especially since we offer a way to start your own business for as little as $150. And you can start. It's a business in a box. That's insane. And if you want more information on that, click the link in my description, and we can get that to you because it's changed my life. And now I get to stay home with my wife and my kids every single day.
I got my grandbabies.
It's a blessing. But yeah, I can't remember why we got on that.
Well, it's just the whole fact that God takes care of us, and He gave us a plan, a way to do things, and we do need to not just work for somebody else.
That's what I was going to say. Job.
That's right.
If you don't know,
Being a slave.
Job, it's JOB. It stands for
Oh my
just
goodness.
over broke. Again,
Right.
that's just over broke. They're not going to give you enough to make and live wealthy. They're going to give you enough that you can pay your bills and then come back to work for them more. They don't want you to become wealthy.
To be just over broke is to be a slave.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a servant in Bible times was. So.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the Egyptians, when the Israelites were in Egypt, they didn't just say, "Oh, you did your work for the day, go home. You're not getting anything." They fed them. They gave them water. They gave them their basic necessities, which is what a job does. They give you the money to be able to buy your basic necessities.
They let them have fun.
Some jobs will give you a little bit more incentives to stay or to, you can go on vacation once a year. It's like, I get to work 370 days a year, and I get to take 2 days. It's like, why? That's not worth it. You're working your life away. The amount of work that you do in your life for someone else is insane to me. When you can put, people would rather spend 20, 30, 40 years working a job for someone else that they don't enjoy instead of putting 1, 2, 3 years into their own business and work for themselves, work from home, have financial freedom, and be able to follow God. I don't understand that. Not that people who have a job don't follow God. That's not what I'm saying. But God does call us to be business owners, and I have plenty of videos that I've already posted that I'm going to be continuing to post about that. God wants us to be business owners because that's what He tells us to do in the Bible. It's His word, not mine. I'm not making this up. He wants us to be business owners. He wants us to be wealthy. He talks about it very much so. In fact, it's like 2,350-ish verses. God talks about money.
Right.
Faith and prayer were talked about roughly 1,500 times in the Bible. Not that money is more important than faith and prayer by any means, but it is a very important concept that God wants us to understand and to know and to have so that we can further His kingdom, because you've talked to me about this. Jesus' ministry was funded by wealthy people. He didn't just start walking to places and,
Right. Yeah.
Like
it wasn't
he had to have funding.
It wasn't just all. It was a lot of miracles. But were God's hands and feet. But a lot of women were rich and they used gold. I promise you that. That was gold they were using.
All used back then.
Yep. So the one thing that I hear a lot, and I understand and I agree, God's going to take care of us when the time comes. Sometimes the time is now to start preparing.
Yeah.
Not even sometimes. It's now to start preparing. And when God gives you a way to do that, you need to take advantage of it. Not just say, well, God's going to take care of me later.
Yeah.
If there's a rescue boat, get on it. If there's a rescue plane, God sent that to you.
Yeah.
If there's a way to get gold and silver a little bit at a time out of each check, so you can start building your way, escaping from the system.
Yeah. Closed mouth.
That's the biggest thing.
Closed mouth doesn't get fed, and faith without work is dead. Period.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. If you're not, you can't expect God to give you something if you're not willing to take it.
Amen.
God will put a door in the way, and either you can grab the handle. You can't it's not a magical door like freaking Walmart where it's just going to open. when you walk up to it. That's not how it works. It's not how God. We have free will. We have the ability to walk away from that door and go to a different one. He gives us free will because of that's just amazing. He's an amazing God. You have
Praise
to put
God.
in the effort. You have to grab the doorknob. You have to twist. You have to push. Sometimes you have to jiggle it a little bit, but you got to push that door open so that you can walk through it. Because God put that door for a reason, but people don't want to walk through it.
That's right.
You know?
Take care of business.
Rapid fire questions. All right, gold or silver? Go.
Gold. Just because it's shiny, but really, there's a lot of good talk about silver right now.
Currently, gold or silver?
Gold, just because I'm just gonna stick to it.
That's fine. I'd probably go silver. That reminds me. They've been talking about gold and silver, putting it right in front of our face our entire lives, but nobody sees it. One thing that always pops into my mind when I hear gold and silver is that song from Rudolph, the original Rudolph, the claymation.
Right.
Silver and gold, silver and gold. I mean, they've been putting it in front of our faces this entire time. We're just too daggum blind to see it. Sorry, I just wanted to say that.
No, that's funny.
It was in my head. That's a good.
You don't think about these things, yeah. I never even thought about it until just now. You're absolutely right. That's man. It's they do that. They have to put the truth in plain sight, for sure.
Yeah. Bunker or bug out?
Bunker. Lock it down. Get a fort. Take care of yourselves.
I think it just kind of depends for me where we're at. If we're here, we're bugging out. If we're where we're moving to, we're probably gonna bunker. We're gonna hunker down.
That's right.
Ammo or water?
You have to have a good water source, man. Water.
I think I'd go ammo.
If we're doing it rapid.
I think I'd go ammo because if I got
kill those people at water hole.
If I got a gun and you got water, I'm like, give me your water.
That's true.
I'm not gonna do that. It was just a joke.
If you're thirsty.
But I mean, trade or hoard? I already know Destiny's answer, but what's
trade? I like to trade.
What's your wife?
We've hoarded so we could trade later. We got that 55-gallon bucket of salt, so we can trade 1 pound bags of salt, so we can trade.
Yeah, right.
That's a good one. Write that one down, man.
I think I'm gonna trade as well. Barter or steal? I think there's only one right answer.
Barter. Yeah.
Steal everything.
Names.
No, you gotta barter. Stealing is a sin.
That's right. God will make a way every time.
Yep.
Praise God that we have a way to barter.
Silver dimes or gold bars? Gold bars. I don't want a little bitty silver dime.
Hey, but it's neat. Silver dimes, that's a real thing. Keep your eye out for those.
Yeah, and they're probably worth more than a regular silver ounce because they're so rare.
Right? Yeah, they got some value for sure.
Radio or a satellite phone?
Those satellite phones are pretty neat. I've been wanting to look into one of the walkie-talkie kind.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen them? I'm interested. Talking about like a ham radio.
Like the ones that we had when I was in the Army.
Yeah, ham radio. That's going to always work.
Kind of
That new technology, it's kind of like Bitcoin versus gold. That new technology I don't know about. The ham radio's been around forever. I wonder, I don't know much about it yet.
I think I'd do radio because I was RTO a little bit, and then when I was in law enforcement, I had to play with the radio every day. So I think I'd be pretty comfortable messing with radio.
We have one of those little ham radios.
Are you going to eat or invest?
I'm going to continue to invest, and because of the way we eat, we can do that.
Prepping or stacking? That's a good one. That's a good question.
Right? I mean, I think that one is the same.
But they're not in this scenario.
Okay.
You're going to prep? Like, are you going to prepare while getting this and this and this done? Or are you going to start stacking so that later on you can use that stack to buy things? What are you going to do?
Stacking is important. Let's stack. Let's get as much, especially right now, just the need for getting gold and silver right now.
Yeah, especially right now. I mean, the amount of likelihood of it going like that overnight from gold and silver just. I think you got to stack right now. You know?
Yeah.
Trust no one or build a tribe.
Tribe.
You're gonna get like tattoos like Cherokee.
We're gonna, have special names and everything.
Yeah. I am War Thunder. War Thunder. I think it's a video game thing. Post-apocalyptic city or off-grid cabin.
Cabin.
I agree. Post-apocalyptic city would be cool though. Like I Am Legend. That's a great movie.
Right.
And there's a lot of stuff in that movie.
But you never know, man. You're gonna still have to be looking out of your back. But yeah, that movie's crazy.
Have you seen the foreshadowing in that movie, like with the whole COVID-19?
Big time.
It's like they tell you, right? In these movies, they tell you what's going to happen before it happens, and then it happens, and you're like, oh my gosh, that happened. I think I said in this movie.
Don't get me started.
No, go ahead. Food stockpile or fuel reserve.
That's amazing. I'm gonna stick with the food because that's what we have currently. But man, I am. I'm not jealous. But yeah, I want a fuel stockpile too.
You're envious of it?
No, I'm not envious. Just
you want one.
I desire one as well. I have a goal.
Are you coveting?
I have a goal to get one of those as well.
Yeah, I think food stockpile, especially if you're not doing the bug out, you're doing the bunker, you kind of got to have a food stockpile.
Yeah.
Fuel's not going to be at your top of your priority list if you're already bunkered down somewhere. There's no reason to really go anywhere.
Yeah, you can save food. I'll get the fuel from that maybe.
Which one would you prefer, EMP or a financial crash?
An EMP, even though it's going to be a false flag.
What's your reasoning?
Well, I think an EMP would cause the financial crash anyway.
Especially with all this talk of digital currency.
Well, I guess.
What is digital currency going to do if there's an EMP? Like, you can't access it. You're you're screwed.
Yeah, definitely got to have that gold and silver in that situation. But I really think that just from the books I've read and everything, the EMP is going to cause the financial.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if the what caused the financial crash anyway? What is the straw going to break the camel's back?
And honestly, it's kind of that camel's back is like it's like brittle right now.
He's struggling, dude.
Man, you put one thing on that camel, and he's gone. Coins or bars?
Coins.
Yeah, I'm a coin guy. I like the coins.
Yeah.
Bars are cheaper. I've noticed that I've got a good bit into silver bars opposed to coins.
Do you think you'd get a 100-ounce silver bar? I don't know if I think it'd be neat to have one.
I'd just get. I'd rather have the 1 ounce silver bars.
Right. I'd rather have 1 ounce silver bars and then have some gold.
Yeah.
I mean, not bars. I'm
silver
sorry.
Eagles.
Those are neat. I saw you 1 ounce silver aristocrat bar.
Yeah.
That thing was rad.
Dude, so I'll add it into the video so y'all can see it. But we had a coin drop for our business today, which is where we get. It's one of the benefits of our company that we work at, and you can get coins, like really nice gold and silver coins, collector coins, for like super under market price. And I've got a 100th anniversary Aristocats 1 ounce silver stamp, and I got that in the mail a few days ago, and it is by far probably the coolest one. One of the coolest. I really enjoy my Jesus coins. Those are cool. The Easter collection, man, those are my favorite.
They're all awesome.
I mean, honestly, there's so many that I want. Like
my goodness.
The military ones, those are cool, dude.
Yep. The firefighter one with the 9/11 buildings on there.
Those are so cool. There's another one that just came out. I was looking at there's a 4-leaf clover one, and it's I thought it was just a picture of a four-leaf clover. It's an actual four-leaf clover in the coin. Yeah, it's so cool. And then they got one for one of the cathedrals, and somewhere over that, well, across the pond, and it's actually got wood from the cathedral in the coin.
Well, the same thing, like the founders
Yeah.
made that one coin,
Yeah.
a little piece of wood.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But my buddy got a the Leviathan, not the Leviathan. What's the one? Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
He got a Kraken
Yeah,
coin.
I want to get the
Pretty
Redwood one. Have you seen that one?
I did.
The jaws.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Dude, they're all really cool, man.
They are, man. There's so many cool ones. Let's see here. Truth or survival?
Man, I love it. All these questions. It makes me reminds me of when they asked Abraham if Sarah was his wife, and he's like, "Nope, that's my sister."
Yeah.
It's hard. I'd probably survive, to be honest. Sorry. Forgive me later. You know,
Yeah.
we do. I'm just to be honest. When it comes to that situation, now would I deny Jesus? It depends on the question. I would deny Jesus, but then those kind of questions make you think. Why gotta do that? You know, right here on video. What would you do?
I don't know, man.
Want to survive? You want your family to survive, right? When your neck's on the line, it's hard to.
You really have to. It depends on the question, for sure. Now, if they're like, hey, one of those situations where they got a gun to my head, like, hey, is God real? Is Jesus real? I want to say that I'd say yes.
I really think I'd say yes.
I think I do too.
I mean, Jesus gave you that.
But when they put that circumstance of putting a gun to my son's head or my wife's head, man, that's a little bit different. Like, I want to say I would say yes still, but then again, like, dude, I would murder someone for my kids and my wife.
That'd be so
Like,
hard.
I don't know.
I don't even like thinking about it.
No, it makes my stomach turn thinking about it. That's a tricky one, man.
Praise God, He'll always make sure that He's gonna give you what you need in that situation. I know He will. Just like He did for Stephen, the first martyr.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting stoned. You know, He's like, "There you are, God, praise you." You know.
Yeah.
It didn't bother Him at all.
And that's why you keep a gun on you at all times, and you learn training tactics so that you don't get put in that situation.
Right.
To begin with.
Yeah. Hey, have the gold or be the tack guy. You know.
Or both.
That's right. Let's do both.
Let's have a gold gun. How about that? That would be cool.
You ever play GoldenEye? That was my first person shooter.
GoldenEye?
GoldenEye.
Oh, the 007. Yeah, man, that was a good one. I downloaded it on my PS4 not too long ago just because I wanted to play it and see how it was. Dude, the graphics were absolute garbage. I didn't realize how bad it was because back then I was like, man, this is so fun. And then
it was fun back then.
Then you play all these other ones and then you go back to playing that one and you're like, whoa. Now, that's not every game because, like, the Lord of the Rings games on PS2,
well,
hands down,
this
my
was
favorite game.
Nintendo 64.
Oh, man.
That was the original GoldenEye.
The weird-looking controller. It's got, like, the two on
thing
the side
man.
and the one in the middle for no reason.
What is that for?
What is it? I don't
That was
like, I don't know what the point of that little...
Well, I had a thing. I think you just went over there, right?
I don't know, man. It doesn't make much sense to me.
That was funny. Spaceship or something.
Yeah, it's like, it looks like the, what's that spaceship?
Right.
Galactica or something?
Right.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Galactica.
So, is gold really your last resort asset or your first smart move?
Man, my story, you've heard it before. I remember when I first took that step to build my wall of Babylon. Now, 3 years later, I have a chunk. It's not as big as I want it to be. I want the wall to be done, but I've taken that step. I say, just now, anytime, right now is the best time. So I feel better about it, and I feel better about the many people that have started doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Just because God led me to them, and so definitely now's the time.
Well, do you have anything you want to add?
Man, it was fun. I'll tell you that. Just put your faith in Jesus, and buy gold and silver. We'll show you how.
If this video made you laugh and think, maybe it's time to stop prepping and start planning. Right? Let's talk about making your portfolio crisis proof.
Right.
As always, like, subscribe, comment, share this with someone that might enjoy it. God bless. And I'm going to go ahead and put those coins in, like that I got today, or the other day, the little silver stamp. I'm going to put those on the video now so you can check them out. I promised I would, and I didn't want to forget, so I'll put it at the end of the video. And yeah, y'all have a great one, and like, subscribe, comment, and God bless.
God bless y'all.